Hey guys! So today we are going to make some faux stained glass. I'm going to go over the materials that you'll need. You'll need a frame with glass. I just got a 5x7. It doesn't really matter what the back is like because you don't need it. Then you are also going to need some 3D puff paint. You could find this for like $1 at most places. The next thing is just some regular liquid Elmer's glue. And you're going to need dye or paint. I use gouache paint since it's slightly translucent, but you could also use food dye. And then you will also need a piece of paper. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up your picture frame and take out the paper insert. You should just be able to pull out the metal prongs and then lift up the back and then pull out the paper. Because we want our paper to be the size of this paper to write the design on. However, this paper inside of the thing is too slick to really put graphite and draw the design on. So that's why we have this white sheet of paper. And I just, it's hard for me to hold scissors, so I can't, cut straight lines. So I just, lined it up, and I marked it with marker where the paper ended. So that way I could use one of those little, I forget what they're called, this thing. That way I can cut the straight line since my hand grip is, messed up. So, just a little. So yeah, I'm just basically cutting it down to the size of the paper that fits the glass. Now you're going to take your paper. You're going to want to double check that it fits into your picture frame. And then once you make sure that it fits, you just set the frame aside for now. And then you are going to want to draw your design on your paper. I use pencil, but you can really use pen, Sharpie. Sharpie would probably be best for the final design because it kind of mirrors the same width as the puff paint. But yeah, I am just doodling a little design here for the puff paint later. Oh, we zooming. Okay, we time-lapsing this. Okay, so now that we have our design, you're going to want to carefully take the glass out and line it up over the design. And then take your puff paint, give it a good little shake. And then you're going to want to gently squeeze it. Try to keep it upright. And you just basically trace with the puff paint your design, just the lines. And you be careful not to go over, so where the moon connects and stuff, you don't want to go over it. You kind of just want to stop where things can join. And then we're just gonna time lapse this. Okay, so once your design is done, I kind of gently lift it just to kind of see what it looks like, but be very careful because this does not dry for 4 hours. So you're going to want to lay that somewhere to dry for 4 hours. Luckily, I have this design that I did last night that I let dry for 4 hours to show you how to do the colored glass bit with the Elmer's glue. So let's get started. This is just a little Zelda doodle that I put together for one of my friends for Christmas. But you're going to want a paper plate or a surface. I'm going to be using, and then the paints, I'm going to be using the yellow, a green, a darker green, and a crimson-y red, and then a purple. Sorry. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the Elmer's glue, and you are going to want to make separate piles of Elmer's glue for each one of the colors. And I usually also do an extra one. That way, just in case if I partway through, I'm like, oh, I need this color, I need to make this yellow a little bit lighter, or whatever, I have like another little Elmer's glue spot to fix it. So I'm just going to add the paints. Don't add too much, but, just to pigment it, get it to the color you want. And the consistency is not going to be like regular paint. When you mix it, it's going to be pretty like goopy. So you're wanting the color that you want, and then also you don't want it to have the more consistency of paint. You want it to have the consistency more of the glue. Once you do that, you basically just kind of fill out, avoiding the 3D paint. You don't want to paint over the 3D paint lines that you just did. So it's easier if you kind of glob the paint into the boundaries of the 3D paint and then use the brush to like smear it around, rather than trying to paint it like paint, if that makes any sense. But basically, I'm just mixing up the colors, adding layers, and whenever the paint dries, it's going to be very, very translucently colored. So once it dries a little bit, I usually keep adding like a couple of layers until I am happy with it. But I'm just going to time lapse through this. And this is it while it's drying, but once I am finished, and you can kind of see the wet patches versus the dry patches, what it'll look like. Here it is all dry, or mainly dry. You can see that it's translucent. It looks kind of a lot like stained glass. But once it is fully dry, you're going to take your frame. You could take the backing and just throw it away if you want, because you don't really need it. But you are going to put the stained glass face first, like the side with 3D paint on it and stuff, down face first into the frame. And then you just close the little metal tabs. If you want the stained glass to just kind of sit up propped up against something, or you could use wire or string. If you want it to be able to hang on a wall, you just kind of wrap it around and then put it in there. And that's it behind a light. So that's what it looks like. And this is what the mushroom one with the 3D puff paint looks dry. It ended up being dry in time for me to be able to film it. So I'm just going to show you this one too if you want to stick around to see the final results and see me paint it. I'm doing the same exact thing that I did before with the other one, except I'm just mixing, different colors. And there we go. This is it all finished. And also, just so you can see, this is how I put my wire in there, but you don't have to do it like that. And then this is the glass panel dry. As you can see, obviously the colors are a lot less vibrant than when they're wet. But then I just put it in the frame like the other one. Made sure to close the little metal tabs, and then I will show you what this looks like also in front of a light. Also, if you want to use them, these are my little kind of stencils, I guess, for both of those if you want to use those. Thank you for watching.